Amanda?
Today, APD is targeting distracted drivers by having another hands-free crackdown. Jacqueline Sarkeesian is live in Austin this morning with the details. Jacqueline.
Amanda, this is the second time the Austin Police Department is doing something like this. They just did this on Friday, in which they issued more than 200 citations. This is all part of APD's new enforcement that cracks down on drivers who are violating the hands-free law. It started back in 2015, and almost every year, Austin police hand out close to 7,000 tickets for distracted driving. The department is targeting the downtown area because that's where it's most congested, and drivers are often distracted by their phones. A total of 204 citations and warnings were issued during the initiative on Friday. 6 of those were repeat violators from their initiative the week before. Now take a look at some ways to avoid a ticket. Drivers can't use any mobile device when driving, so you can't dial, hang up a call, play a game, send text messages, or enter an address. You should also consider buying a mount or use headphones so it helps you stay hands-free. This ordinance also applies to those who ride a bike, and the only exception for when you can use your phone while driving is for emergencies. Right now, Texas is one of 4 states that still doesn't have a statewide ban on texting while driving. Passing a ban like this is up for debate for the 4th time during this legislative session. Back to you.
Jacqueline Sarkeesian in Central Austin. Jacqueline, thank you.
Well, south of Austin, the Mustang Ridge area was hit hard by storms. In one neighborhood, a family's storage shed turned on its side, just missing the house. Right behind there, a vacant mobile home became a pile of rubble. The owner says that trailer was brand new and she was supposed to move into it with her husband and 2 daughters. A few miles away in the Mustang Mesa neighborhood, debris was scattered everywhere, including twisted metal, fallen trees, and insulation.
Boom, the front door flew open and we flew off the couch and hit the floor, and her husband come around the corner and he looked out the door and he said, "Oh, we don't have a porch anymore."
How long were you all in the closet?
A couple of minutes, because all of a sudden you just didn't hear it anymore. You didn't. And then it was like you walk out and there's water coming out of the ceiling in their bedroom. And it's like, oh, grab buckets. So we're just busy trying to do all that.
The Mustang Ridge community is coming together to help one another. The police chief passed out free tacos and water yesterday, and one woman went door to door handing out water and gloves. The Red Cross says if you want to help, you can donate to their disaster relief fund for Central Texas by visiting redcross.org. You can also sign up to volunteer. And cleanup continues in eastern Williamson County this morning after that severe weather. The National Weather Service has confirmed that at least 2 tornadoes touched down in the area. The main sanctuary of Christ Lutheran Church in Nowak weathered the strong winds, but a side addition to the church was destroyed. Up the road, 3 large grain silos were blown off their foundations and crushed. Another silo was damaged in the town of Thorndale at the farm co-op. The twisters also ripped apart rooftops and smashed storage sheds between Thorndale and Thrall. No injuries have been reported, but residents say that storm was very intense and frightening.
Heard one big solid boom. Then the trailer started lifting up. It scared us. We got in the bathroom.
Just rode it out.
Just rode it out. It didn't take, it wasn't long. It didn't last very long.
Did it just lift the trailer up once or a couple of times?
Once. It held it for a little while.
And once was enough?
One was enough. Ooh, it scared us.
And just outside Thrall, the strong winds knocked over a Union Pacific freight train. Crews had to spend the day clearing the tracks. The freight cars were hauling new vehicles. Several were damaged. Heavy rains also caused flooding at Barton Springs Pool, so the Austin Parks and Rec Department had to close down the popular swimming hole. Debris needs to be removed and the pool cleaned. The pool had already been closed last week while a crew worked on the Eliza Spring daylighting project, but it was supposed to reopen yesterday. No word yet on how long the pool will be closed.
It appears the murder of the half-brother of North Korea's dictator was captured on surveillance camera. But questions remain whether Kim Jong-un gave the order to take out his family member. Fox News correspondent Benjamin Hall has the video from London.
Walking calmly through the airport, Kim Jong-nam appears relaxed. But a team of North Korean agents were allegedly watching and would soon strike. After reaching the check-in desk, 2 women approach Mr. Kim. One walks rapidly up behind him and appears to lunge, covering his face with a cloth before rushing away. Shortly after the attack, a still photo captures the lady waiting outside before fleeing in a taxi. Moments later, Kim is seen seeking help, wiping his face and gesturing to his eyes before being escorted to a medical clinic where, according to reports, he collapsed. He died on the way to hospital. Malaysian police have now detained 4 suspects, 2 women from Indonesia and Vietnam who claim they were just hired as part of a TV prank, a Malaysian man and a North Korean named as Rin Jong Chol. He is suspected of arranging the logistics for the attack and has a doctorate in chemistry. Police are also on the hunt for 4 other North Korean agents, all of whom were at the airport at the time and flew to Dubai later in the day. The assassination has caused a diplomatic spat after the North Korean ambassador called the investigation politically motivated.
It has been 7 days since the incident, but there is no clear evidence on the cause of the death. And at the moment, we cannot trust the investigation by the Malaysian police.
The Malaysian Prime Minister hit back.
We have no reason why we want to do something that would paint the North Koreans in a bad light.
In life, the exiled Kim Jong-nam was known as a womanizer and a gambler. He lived in Macau, where he was under Chinese protection, but is believed to have had a mistress in Kuala Lumpur. It's also worth remembering that this would not be the first time Kim Jong-un had killed a member of his family. Back in 2013, he killed his own uncle because he feared he was getting too powerful. In London, Benjamin Hall, Fox News.
Yesterday, President Trump named Army Lieutenant General H.R. McMaster as the new National Security Advisor.
I'd just like to say what a privilege it is to be able to continue serving our nation. I'm grateful to you for that opportunity.
He's a man of tremendous talent and tremendous experience. I watched and read a lot over the last 2 days. He is highly respected by everybody in the military, and we're very honored to have him.
As commander of the Army's Integration Capabilities Center, McMaster's job was to predict future threats and America's capability to meet them. He also wrote the book Dereliction of Duty, which criticized military leaders for not more stringently questioning President Johnson and Defense Secretary McNamara about America's involvement in the Vietnam War. In accepting the job, McMaster received assurances from the White House he can pick his own team.
New NSA director can do whatever that he or she wants to do with the staffing at the NSA.
Later this week, President Trump will take another shot at implementing his new immigration plan when he signs a newly written executive order on extreme vetting.
When it comes to the president's first month in office, Trump is getting top marks on his performance from Republicans in Texas. That's according to a new poll from the Texas Tribune and the University of Texas. Here's a look at the numbers. 81% of Texas Republicans approve of the president's performance. That's compared to 10% who do not approve. Others who were polled were either neutral or had no opinion. Meanwhile, on the Democratic side, 83% say they disapprove of the president's performance compared to 8% who do support Trump. Overall, when it comes to Texas as a whole, it's almost split. 46% of Texans approve of President Trump's performance, while 44% disapprove.
Coming up, Vice President Pence has returned home after spending time in Europe delivering a more traditional, reassuring U.S. message than the one some leaders have received from the president.
Also coming up, get a sneak peek at the new and cool gadgets hitting store shelves.